All right, hey family. So there's 5 things that you're going, no, actually there's 6 things that I'm going to share in this video. Um, why do I want to move to Africa? And if these 6 things resonate with you, please stay tuned and watch more. I'm going to go into detail over each topic: money, environment, food, freedom, and peacefulness, and great business opportunity.
No. I don't know where we're going.
Hey guys, so hi, my name is Kiddis, and this is my personal vlog, Empress Kiddis. So I just kind of want to sit with you guys and just kind of talk for a while, just like sister girl talk, sister girl talk. So I'm going to really try my hardest, act like I am talking to a friend. I don't know, these are reading glasses. I shouldn't just sit and look, but why I wanted to move to Africa. If you first, I want you to like, if you want to check out, I have an IG channel, Empress Kiddis, EMPRESS Kiddis, where I'm doing daily vlogs, and then I will come on here and kind of do a synopsis or maybe get in more detail. But and I'll probably zip that stuff in here. But one of the things that made me decide that I want to move to Africa was visiting Africa. That's the first step. I suggest everyone go to Africa. We all go to Europe, we go to, Canada, we go to Australia. Go to Africa, because I'm gonna tell you, it's beautiful. And I understand why Europeans have been going there and vacationing for years, and then going around telling us them daggone lies, because they didn't want us to go over there and see what was what and what was the what was the what, because Africa is amazing. The men, the if you're a man, you got your choice of beautiful women, and if you're a woman, you got your choice of great looking men. I wasn't on that tip, but I'm digressing. So let's start with the money. Okay, your money can stretch. Your money can stretch. When I went to Ethiopia, in 2008, and I went to Ethiopia for 1 month, and this is no exaggeration. 1 month. I was there for an entire month. I rented a house. I rented the house. I had to pay for gas. I had to pay for water, and things have probably changed by now, because the economy is changing. More and more people are coming there. Things are getting more expensive, but this was 2008, so it hasn't changed that much, but it has changed. I was there for 1 month, and that was when the stock market crashed. When we had the Wall Street just fell apart. And I pretty much, my job, I was working for a mortgage industry, and my job literally did not pay me for like 2 months. And I had to pay my rent here. I had two small children that were in the house with me, because my son was living with his dad. And I had, car notes, I had house rent, I had to take care of schools, uniform, still all, and we all know how crazy expensive the United States is. And I'm a single mom, and I made fairly good money because I was working in the mortgage industry. So I was making around 60,000 back then. It was okay. It wasn't a lot, but it was okay. And my rent was about 1400 plus utilities and transportation. So I did have like an expense, so I had to maintain my house here and then maintain a household in Ethiopia, because at the time my then husband and I were talking about me moving over there, because he was in Ethiopia, moving over there and make me and the kids and permanently staying there. And let me tell you, honey, I was stressed because I had already bought my ticket and everything. My job already knew. And then what made it so bad? A week before I left to go to Ethiopia, they laid me off. So they laid me off, and I hadn't got paid for like 2 months. And I did, and I was like, you know what? And it was okay. It was okay. So I had to go and I bought everything was paid for. My tickets were paid for. The house was paid for. Everything was paid for. And I had to go to Ethiopia with my 2 children, and I went with $400. Did you hear that? For 1 month. And that was taking care of my utilities, the rent, my food, my transportation, plus I had 2 small children. And I went to Ethiopia with $400. That's all I had to my name. And alhamdulillah, when I left, I had already paid my rent up for the month. I had a roommate. I had someone else come in. So my place, I wasn't worried about it. So when I came back in, I had to worry about, it when I came back. But while I was in Ethiopia, I didn't have those worries. So everything here was taken care of. And I did that prior to the whole stock market crash and the non-payment. So that was a blessing. So I get to Ethiopia, and I had an amazing time. Now, I couldn't do all the touristy things, that, like traveling to like all these different, all over the country. But for me, that trip was more of a family trip. That was for me to bring my daughter so she could spend time with her father and get to see the family. So it was more like a family trip. So it was fine that we didn't do all the touristy things and travel here and travel there, and because I didn't have the money to do that. But we grocery shop, we did a little shopping, little bit of gift shopping in the city, did a little entertainment in the city, travel around. So I had enough money for basically just surviving the entire city, buying my groceries, because we were making this a home. So I needed to see what it was like to live like an Ethiopian, how to shop like an Ethiopian, how to pay my utilities like an Ethiopian, how to take care of my housing. And I went home with money. I went home with money. I had money in my pocket when I got on the plane. I did not spend the whole $400. And we had 3 square meals a day. We would go out to eat. I would go out clubbing, of course, we had people who would take us out too, but I had an amazing time, and I did not feel like, oh my God, if I was here in the United States and I had only $400 for the entire month, I would be like this. Oh my God, I gotta find some food lines. I'm gonna have to get, I'm gonna have to go to social services. I'm gonna have to go to unemployment. I gotta find some money. I gotta figure out, because you can't even buy groceries for 2 weeks, much less pay rent and utilities, bus fare, all that for $400 in the United States. I did it for an entire month in Ethiopia. When I left Ethiopia, I got on the plane. Me and my kids, we were like, this. I don't want to go back. I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to come back. I did not want to come back. I did not want to come back. I feel it again. I feel it all over again. It was, it was just so peaceful. Every morning, at the time I wasn't practicing Islam. I was Christian, or I was Orthodox Christian. And it was just so nice, you go by, you see everyone acknowledged the church, the time, people were laid back, chill, like I remember me and my husband were we had to take care of something at the embassy, and we got there at coffee time. Yeah, it's a real thing, coffee time. We got there at Buna, that's what the Ethiopians call it, Buna. We got there at Buna time. And so I was like, okay. And so they were like, you can't come in, but you can sit in the guard station and have coffee. So we sat in the guard station and have coffee. Africans move on a whole different kind of, they move over in a whole different kind of time levels. And I love it. I was like, okay. I was like, it was okay. And it was just like that. It was just really nice. Now, the food in Ethiopia was a bit of a struggle for me because of the bacteria, and our system can't handle a lot of stuff in the water. Like, I would watch my niece drink out of the sink, and I would be like, I want to do that. They're like, no, you'll be sick. So our systems were not made, we can't handle a lot of stuff. But after being there, because my husband told me when he first came, he got sick really bad. But after being there, while his body got accustomed to everything, but when you first come, it takes some adjustments. So, me and my oldest daughter, Twabage, we got really sick. But I was like this. I was like, I'm going to die here on this floor. You're not going to take me to the hospital. So that was one of the challenges for me, where I was kind of like, I don't know if Ethiopia is for me. And it's really not for me now, because me and my husband are divorced. But, I loved it, but I don't know if it's a place that I personally would like to live at, because definitely you have to learn some Amharic, and I learned a little Tinish. I'm sick of I learned a little bit, but I wasn't very good at it. I would need some help. So Ethiopia wasn't for me, but I went. I stayed. I lived with the people. I experienced the culture. And I'm going to tell you, I would go to Ethiopia over and over and over and over again. But for me personally, it's not someplace I wanted to move. But I was going to move because I was married to an Ethiopian man. And at that time, it would have been perfect, because why not be anywhere my husband be? I'm going to be. Yeah, why not? Because he's going to look out for me. So fast forward. Life just got in the way. It did. Life just got in the way. I got caught in the InsanE Asylum, and I allowed the InsanE Asylum to kind of get in my head, and I was just walking around here like, ugh. So fast forward, I'm 50. My kids are all grown now. They're no longer babies, because when I went over there, my daughter Twabage was 10. My baby girl INT was 6. They are now 18 and 23. So I didn't make that manifest. But so I'm looking at, I got to make it manifest for myself. Yeah, I got to make it manifest for myself. I plan on being up out of here. So I went to Ghana. Oh, Ghana. I could live there. I could live there. I like the people. I like the food. I like the culture. I like the clothes, the music, the men. Oh my God. Ghana, I love. But it's too expensive. I need my money to stretch. It's too expensive. Ghana is the hot spot, okay? I have friends who back in 2008 kept saying, girl, you need to come to Ghana. They're giving away land. They want us to come. They want us to come. And I was just kind of stuck on Ethiopia. And I was like, I slept on it. I really did. I slept on it. So now so many of us, because I was in Ghana, like no joke. I was with some of my friends, because we did like a little trip. And we did it with a tour guide, and it was really amazing. I was running into people I knew from here. I was like, hey, such and such. I was like, you're here too. I was running into people into Ghana. That's how a hot spot Ghana is. People are going. Ghana is the new vacation spot. Okay, Ghana was amazing. So I was running into people that I knew from the States over there, and we had no idea the other one was going to be there. So Ghana has gotten expensive, and I know for me, I need my money to stretch, because in the 2000, like I said, in the 2008, or did I say that already? I don't know. That might have been another video. In the 2008 stock market crash, I pretty much lost my entire savings. I did lose my entire savings. I lost cars. I lost houses. I lost my credit. I'm rebuilding everything, and now it's just the reality. I will have to work until I'm 70 or 80 if I stay in the United States. I need my money to stretch. And that's one of the things that I am looking for when I'm looking for a country. I want the vibe and love and energy of Ethiopia, the blessing, the kindness, the beauty, the fun of Ghana, but I need my money to stretch. So that's one of the things when I'm looking for a country, I need to find a stretch. So I know it's a couple of other I know there's a few other countries that I know that the money is pretty reasonable. I watch, a few YouTubers. I have a few that are my favorite. And they kind of share with that. And, I think my next country that I'm going to visit is Gambia. And so right now I'm in the process of searching for countries and seeing where I want to go. So right now, COVID-19 got us on lockdown. Borders are shut to us, boom. But the second them borders open up and we can travel, the Gambia is my next spot. I have some people that I'm trying to connect with, and I'm working on that right now. I'm in the works with that. Some classes I'm trying to take so I can get over there and see what I can do. So I'm excited about that. So that's one of my main reasons, is like definitely the money. I need to find a place where my money can stretch. Like I know what we pay here for a 1-bedroom, what we pay for an efficiency, not even what we pay. There's $1 million, what would be like $1 million homes here. The rent is cheaper than renting an efficiency. Like, I won't even be spending as much money over there as I would over here living in a shoebox, in a dump. Not even just a shoebox in a dump in the hood. Because my apartment in the hood is about $1,200 a month. Plus I have to still pay utilities. And this for me is a struggle, because I don't make a lot of money, because I've tried my little business, but it's hard. Even my business, it's hard to start my business, get my business jumping and popping the way I want to over here, because I've been self-employed, doing my thing since '97. Plus I have a full-time job, and it's been a struggle to get it popping, because you're tired. You're struggling, you're trying to, get your customer base, you're trying to get your merchandise. It's a lot, and then still work a full-time job, and then sometimes maybe even a part-time job, just so that you can cover all the debt. That's a big thing for me. And that's another thing that I love about over there is, it's pay as you go. Like Dave Ramsey, if you all follow Dave Ramsey, he tell you debt is bad. And over here, this is a debt related country, And over there is pay as you go. You pay utilities as you go. You pay your rent as you go. You build your house. You pay your house and you build it as you go. It's pay as you go. That is a winner. No debt. No debt. Debt is bad. So right now, one of the things that I'm really, really, really focused on is getting rid of all my debt in this country. And I'm trying to decide what I want to take with me, what I want to leave, because I'm also doing a purge. I'm doing a purge, but that's another story. I'll get into that one later. And what also with like what I briefly hit on is businesses. Like I told you, I've been self-employed since '97, not full-time self-employed, but a part-time entrepreneur since '97. I have several business ventures that that goes up and down, but nothing where I could completely replace my income, right? But I have an entrepreneur spirit. I was raised by entrepreneurs. My father was an entrepreneur. My mother was an entrepreneur. I have that in me. And I have the skills to do it. I have the knowledge to do it, and I have the hustle to do it. But life, like I said, got in the way here, having children young, what have you, and you get caught in the rat race of America, where you're then told what your value at, what you're worth, what your value is, and you're exchanging time for money. And when you exchange time for money, that's all you have time to do. So in regards to business in Africa, which I am so excited about, I'm so excited because just being over there, I was talking, both times, and I really focus on seeing what is needed and what I can contribute, because when I go over there, I can't go over there expecting to get a job. That's just unrealistic. That right there, first of all, get that in your head. That's unrealistic. If you have a savings and you can go over there and live off your savings, do that. If you're like me and you have to create something, go over there, see what's needed, and because they need it and your money can stretch, you can take the time and build it, create it, hire people. They're looking for you for job creation. They want you to come over. They want us, the blacks of the diaspora, to come back there and bring our money and create jobs, create opportunities to uplift our people on the continent. It's our responsibility. Yes, we went through trials and trauma, and we're in the insane asylum trying to make it sane, living with with our abusers. And I'm done with that. I'm done trying to get my abusers to pay me what I know I am valued and worth, to pay me for my knowledge. And I have to be really careful when I say this, because I do have a job, and I still need to be able to be mindful of it. And that's another thing, I'm looking for freedom where I can speak my mind and not worry about the consequences of my words. I could speak my truth. But, I have been in a position where I had to train supervisors to do the work so that they could supervise me to do it. Did that sound right to you? You're training supervisors to understand how to do a job that you do so that they can supervise you. Instead of giving you the supervisor job and training them to do the work and you supervise them, they want you to train a supervisor so that they can watch you. Like, come on, y'all. Yo, come on. It's a setup. It's a setup. Got the foot in your neck. It's a setup. It's a setup. And I'm not gonna digress because I don't want to be that angry black lady, but it's a setup. It's a straight up setup. And the opportunities are there. And when I was over there and I saw the talent that our people have over there, Africans are some talented people. They do, and they're hard working. And I see why when they come onto the Americas and they get into something, they can thrive. They can thrive. But yeah, it's some talent over there. I was noticing that, and I was like, oh yeah, we got to get their talent exposed. And then the next thing I was like, the food, yo, the food. If you are into your health, and you follow Dr. Sebi. What Dr. Sebi's teaching is, electric foods, organic foods, clean food, non-GMOs. The food is real. That was the first time when I was in Ethiopia when I saw what real food looked like. And I'm not joking. That's when I realized I had been eating GMO food, genetically modified organisms. I realized I was eating GMO food because when I went over there and I started seeing carrots and pineapples and stuff, and I was going like, what is that? And they were like, it's a pineapple. I was like, pineapple. And I was like, what is that? And they were like, it's a carrot. And I was like, why does it look like that? Because it was growing natural in the ground. It was not perfect, all the same size. Like, our food is so pretty, all the same size. There were like 2-headed pineapples, 3-headed pineapples, pineapples that were crooked. And, and they were like, that's it. But when you opened it and you spit into it, sweet, juicy heaven. The kids, my kids, I would just slice food up and they would just be like, the food over there is so good. You don't crave potato chips, French fries. You don't crave it because the food is so good and your body's getting all that goodness and that electrolyte. And I was like, this is how I want to eat every day. You go to the market, you get your fruits and vegetables, come home, eat. And I was loving that. And the same thing in Ghana now. When I went to Ghana, because I went with a tour group, it was kind of touristy. I didn't really get to eat like the locals and the natives and go shopping and cook my food. So it was a little different, the food experience in Ghana. Ethiopia was amazing because I was cooking my food. I was getting the stuff. I was cooking and my husband was like, ooh, this is good. But Ghana, because I was being fed. But the next time I go back, I'm not doing the tourist route. I'm going to go ahead and kind of like, can I go to the market and buy some food? And, but what I did enjoy about Ghana was the fish. The fish was so good. The cooked food that I got, some of it was good, but it was like the same thing over and over and over again. And I was like, ugh. So, in the hotel, the hotel struggled. They were giving us, the hotel, they were making baked beans for breakfast, and it was weird. They were doing stuff like baked pasta and with no cheese, like with tuna in it. It was some weird food. I don't know what they thought we ate, we eat in America, but that was some weirdness. But I did like the cassavas, the yuca. I like the sauces. Oh my goodness, they have like these red sauce, these green sauces. The sauces were amazing. So when I go back this time to Ghana, I'm gonna have to really try to check out the food. But what I did like was everything was natural. Everything was natural. When we went to Cape Coast, that food on the Cape Coast was so good. It was so good, and you could tell it was fresh fish. Like we would go sit on the ocean. This is how fresh our fish was. We would sit on the ocean and like say we're on the beach and like we would see miles and miles and miles and miles and miles in the middle of the ocean at night, these little tiny lights, and it would go from one end of the ocean to as far as our eyes could see, literally, like our eyes could see. You just saw these tiny little, like, it was the fishermen who went all the way out. The fishermen went all the way out, and they would sleep there. They would go out at night before the water got rough, because that's where the water was the calmest, because near the beach at night, in the early morning, it was real, like, that water is no joke. So they would go all the way out where the calm waters was and sleep there in the night. So when the early morning came, when it was fishing time, I guess it was 4 or 5 in the morning, they would fish, and after they would finish fish, they would come in when the tide was calm, and they were done their fishing, and they would bring all this fish, and then we were getting this fresh fish, literally, that was just picked out of the ocean. So that's how fresh the food is over there. And that's also, the vegetables in Ghana are seasonal. So whatever season it is, that's what you're eating. So when it's cucumber season, it's cool. So they're not big on a lot of vegetables. I think a lot of their stuff is imported. But the fruits, the stuff that was native was so good. So the next time I go, I definitely want to do the food, but that is key to me, is the freshness. It's not GMO, non-GMO. That is very important. So when you're eating fresh food, non-GMO food, your body, can rejuvenate, can heal, it can fight off disease. And those people over there, let me tell you, I ain't really see no gyms. I didn't really see people running, exercising like we do here in the States, but they were buff. I saw just life had them slim, had them buff, and I think what the thing with over there, like when you're a big woman, that's like a sign of status, because life over there is just so like rough, like everything, like from catching the fish, from, just life. It's very physical, that you tend to be thinner. So if you can get big, that means you have money and you can afford maids and all this. So it's a different kind of mentality when they see big girls. So I guess they were thinking I was rich. They kept looking at me saying, "You're rich." I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not." They're like, "You're rich." I'm like, "No," because I guess because we were all fat. No, I'm like, that's Americans in their nasty food. You're rich. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Alexa, stop. My alarm trying to go off. So the food is organic and it's perfect. That's another reason why I definitely want to move to Ghana. Not to Ghana, but to Africa, because I just really want to eat healthy, natural, organic food. The next thing is really just the freedom. Let me tell you, Africans move different. They don't move like us. Like here in the States, I know for me, when I get up and I get ready to go out, I gotta go like this. I gotta take a woosah, because I gotta deal with the road rage. I gotta deal with walking on the street and people like stepping on top of you. You have to worry about police, white privilege. When you go to work, you have your work self, right? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You have that person where when you go on, you gotta put, like, let me put my kiddos. Hi, how are you? I'm Kiddos. How are you? Oh my God, it was so nice meeting you. And then when you get home, like, hey, what's up? I can be my sister girl self again. Like, yo, what's up? That's exhausting. It's exhausting to have multiple personalities, and to keep them straight, and to know when to bring out what personality depending on what venue you're going to, because I can't bring sister girl kiddos out at my job. I have to bring in Miss James to make you feel comfortable being who you are. I can't allow my blackness to make you uncomfortable. That's exhausting. And so one of the things that I really was like confused about when I was in Africa, especially I didn't notice it as much in Ethiopia because I was so focused with just being a mom. I had my little kids, so I was just really paying attention to my children all the time and my husband. So they took a lot of my focus off really like paying attention to the people. So I just noticed they did have like, just like an air about it. I was like, they're very comfortable. It was something I noticed, but I didn't pinpoint it. But it wasn't until I went to Ghana by myself where I was like, I kept watching. We would go out and I would just be looking at the people, like watching them. And I would watch them, and I was noticing what I was seeing from one person here, and I was noticing everybody kind of had the same kind of demeanor. And then I started noticing I started having this demeanor, kind of like, I would see a police with an AK, like an assault rifle. It was like no fear. Did you hear that? I had police with guns in my face. No fear. I wasn't scared that they might shoot. If I did something wrong, they might shoot me for popping up. No. The police could care less. They could care less. And when I first realized that, I was like, I'm not scared of the police here. I'm not scared they're going to try to kill me because I'm black. That was the first thing. And then when I started realizing, I was like, I had like a swag and just a comfortableness with me, and it just oh, it was so nice. And then I realized, I said, oh, is this what white privilege feels like? Is this what it feels like, where you can be yourself all day long? That's insane. This is an insane asylum. I, for the first time in my life, felt like what it was like to be a white person. And not so much because of their color, but because of the freedom to just be who they are unapologetically. Oh, that was such an amazing feeling. I had 2 weeks of just being me. I didn't have to change my personality for the hotel man. I didn't have to change my personality for the cab driver. I didn't have to change my personality for the airport people. I didn't have to change my personality for a damn person. That's heaven. And it wasn't until we were all sitting trying to figure it out, and we were like, that's what it is. We don't have to put on multiple hats. And everybody in the group was saying like, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. That's like one of my biggest selling points for why I want to move to Africa. Just being able to be me. Being professional and then changing who you are two different things, because I am professional, but I can't be professional and be myself. Like a black woman who is professional, I have to be a professional woman to make someone other than my color feel comfortable. I can't make them feel uncomfortable. You can't be yourself and speak and say how you want, because it may make them uncomfortable. Come on, it's a lot to be worrying about grown ass people and how I make them feel, because I can't be my authentic self. And in Africa, I could be my authentic self, and that was nice. That was really nice. Yeah. All right. Anyway, and then also, and like I said, the peace. There's crime everywhere, so don't be delusional. Don't think there's no crime. I've been robbed in every country. Oh no. I have never been robbed in Africa, but there's crime there. I know there's there because people have gates and walls and bars, so it's crime everywhere, in history. So, poverty brings crime. But it's not like in America. It's just not. It's not the same because they look down upon crime. Like if someone like in Ethiopia, if someone steals, and they will steal, the whole community is like, they're like, I forgot the name of it. What was the name of it? It's a word they say. They say that word thief, and they'll say, thief, thief, thief. People coming out the woodwork and they're tackling. They don't need a police officer, okay? They don't need a police officer because the whole community is coming and tackling them, and because they don't play that thievery mess. All right. And it was the same thing in Ghana. It was like, you don't have to worry about that. If but the community comes. So there is crime, but it's not like on the levels of here. But there is crime. So don't sleep and think like, oh, I'm going to come. It's going to be kumbaya. And I never have to worry about, there's going to be crime. You might get robbed. Someone might try to break into your house and rob from you. Who knows? But that someone might break into your house in America. But the difference up here, they might try to shoot and kill you. They just want your little laptop. They just want your little cell phone. But I'm not delusional about that. But it's not enough to make me like want to be like, oh no. I'm like, if I could stay in America and deal with this insane, where I can sit in my car and have someone, I had a girlfriend sitting in her car, just sitting at a light. This was many years ago. We were young, cute young girl. And she's just sitting in her car, literally at the light. Someone jumped into her back window, snatched her up by her head, pulled her out of the back window at the light in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Okay, in Oxon Hill, Maryland, pulled her out the light. She was driving my car. The car was in the door, and they saw the back window. The dude jumped in the window, pulled her out, and took her in an abandoned building and raped her for days. So crime happens here. I've been kidnapped in America, okay? Sex trafficking is real. I got kidnapped, and that was no fun. So stuff can happen anywhere.
This is a reminder from prayer times. It is time for Aisha. The next prayer, Fajr, is in 6 hours and 4 minutes.
Time for prayer. All right, so let me wrap this up.
This is a reminder from
Alexa.
prayer times. It is time for Aisha. The next prayer, Fajr, is in 6 hours and 4 minutes.
Okay, and so it's just, but I forgot, Alexa, she got me. Oh, it's peaceful. The people there are just real friendly. That's what I remember. Everyone's real friendly. They're peaceful. Everyone's just working and trying to, provide for their family. No one wants to get into any craziness. I didn't really see a whole lot of craziness while I was there. None at all. People try to little hustles, like, let me buy you this, so I'm going to sell you this, but nothing where I was like this, like, clutching my bag. Like, I've even gone in stores, people clutch their bags on me. I'm like, do I really look like I want to steal from you? Following me around the store, like, do I really look like I want to steal from you? Like, taking your joy and your peace. I didn't experience any of that when I was in either Ghana or Ethiopia. And so the last thing, which is a big thing also, is the business opportunities. Some countries are, like I said, more developed than others. And, the business opportunities may not be as plentiful, but there are countries that they still need. They need help. They need everything. They need doctors. They need, cleaning system. They need, you can come over there and create some kind of business, and stores, CVS, like they need a CVS. That's one of the things, because like I find myself when I go over there, I bring like a pharmaceutical, because it yes, I believe in holistic medication, but also when I get that headache, If I need an aspirin, I'm going to I'm going to pop it. Whatever, Motrin, whatever, I'm going to pop it. They don't have simple things like that. They don't have simple things like that. Like a drugstore is needed over there. You know, laundry mats are needed over there. You know, I have some things that I'm thinking about. You know, you can tourism. Some countries really need that. And if you have an idea or the tenacity to the entrepreneurial spirit to create something, that's definitely what you want to do, because you have the opportunity to start a business, create jobs, and create some generational wealth for you and your family. And now is the time, because right now people are like the Chinaman. Now that the Europeans have been kicked out, the Chinaman is trying to go in there and take Africa up. He's trying to buy everything up. He's trying to get all his businesses, him and the Indian man, they're getting all the businesses in there. They're trying to start they're trying to take over and monopolize the country, and they're not letting the Africans in. And when they are letting the Africans in, they're on them like this. You know how they are in America. And so it's time for us to bring some businesses over there, bring our knowledge from here, and what you thought you couldn't get started here in your country, go take it to Africa. Start a farm. You know, get a school bus, something. It's a lot of opportunities. And it's a lot of opportunity for you to get with the government and work with them. And so I have already started brainstorming what I'm going to be doing, what I want to plan, and what I'm going to work. So when I do go over there, because right now I'm in the process of going back and forth so that I can pinpoint where I want to go. But I have an idea where I want to go next and where I may want to go, because I did all that research, and I'm going to do some more. But definitely research, visit, make connections, and make more connection, and make even more connection, so that you can create a network. So even if you're in one country, you got a network, you got a connection here, a connection here, a connection here, because once you get over there, it's just like going from here, like from DC to Massachusetts to Atlanta to Florida. You can travel within the country, but it's a matter of getting over there and then making those connections. So every country that I'm going to, I'm definitely making connection. So those are my 6 reasons why I want to move to Africa, and I'll be working on implementing those steps. So if this resonated with you and you thought it was good information, please share it. Please share this video. Please comment. I need comments. Anything you want me to talk about in the future. And I know I kind of ramble, and I'm going to try to condense my videos. But, you know, anything you want me to talk about, share what I'm doing, just definitely put in comments. I will try to respond to everyone. I'm not the greatest at doing stuff like that, but I will try. And subscribe, definitely subscribe. And you all have a blessed one, and thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I can't wait to move to Africa. And I know it's not gonna be all kumbaya. I know it's gonna be some good, the bad, and the ugly, but you know, it ain't nothing more than what I'm doing here in the InsanE Asylum. So you all have a blessed one. Peace.